Prince Harry receives good news on UK security funding. After months of uncertainty and legal battles, Prince Harry has finally received encouraging news regarding his security arrangements in the United Kingdom. According to sources close to the situation, the Home Office has indicated that publicly funded security for the Duke is now nailed on, with an official ruling expected to be announced within weeks. The development comes following a comprehensive risk assessment conducted by the Royal and VIP Executive Committee, Ravec, which has determined that Harry does indeed meet the threshold for protection. Insiders have suggested that the decision is now merely a formality, though they cautioned that intervention from Buckingham Palace remains the only factor that could potentially derail his approval at this late stage. This marks a significant turnaround for Harry, who lost a bitter legal battle against the Home Office in May 2024 over his entitlement to protection following his departure from royal duties in 2020. But has since pursued a review through correspondence with Home Secretary Shabana Mahmood in September, ultimately prompting the department to commission the fresh threat assessment in December 2025 that has now yielded this positive outcome. Prince Harry's long fight for security reinstatement, the Duke of Sussex's journey to reclaim publicly funded security, has been fraught with legal setbacks and bureaucratic hurdles. In May 2025, Prince Harry suffered a significant defeat when he lost his legal battle against the Home Office, a ruling that seemed to cement the removal of his security detail following his step down as a senior working royal back in 2020. Unwilling to accept this outcome, Harry pursued his claim through formal channels, drafting a letter to Home Secretary Shabana Mahmood in September that requested a comprehensive review of the Home Office's decision. This determined push for reconsideration marked a turning point in his fight for protection, eventually prompting the department to commission a fresh risk assessment to evaluate the genuine threat level posed to the Duke during his time in Britain. Prince Harry's security battle, recent developments and official ruling expected. In a significant turn of events, Prince Harry took decisive action by writing to Home Secretary Shabana Mahmood in September 2025, formally requesting a review of his security status in Britain. The Home Office responded positively to his appeal, and in December 2025, the department requested a new and comprehensive risk assessment to evaluate the current threat level posed to the Duke during his time in the United Kingdom. Following this request, a fresh evaluation has now been conducted by the Royal and VIP Executive Committee, known as Ravec, which has carefully examined whether Harry continues to meet the necessary threshold for protection. According to sources close to the situation, this reassessment represents a crucial milestone in Harry's ongoing struggle to reinstate his publicly funded security details, and the findings from Ravec's evaluation are expected to form the basis of an official ruling that could be announced within weeks. Prince Harry set to secure public security funding after favourable risk assessment. The outlook has shifted dramatically in Prince Harry's favour, with official confirmation of his security reinstatement expected within weeks, according to sources briefed on the matter. Following a comprehensive risk assessment conducted by the Royal and VIP Executive Committee, Ravec, officials have determined that the Duke meets the necessary protection threshold, effectively sealing his victory in this protracted battle with the Home Office. Insiders close to the situation have made clear that the decision is now essentially formalised, with Home Office sources confirming that security reinstatement is nailed on for Harry. While the announcement remains pending, The consensus among those involved in the assessment process is that the pathway forward has been firmly established, barring any last-minute intervention from palace officials that could potentially derail the approval process. Prince Harry's security reinstatement, official approval expected. Following the completion of a comprehensive risk assessment by the Risk Management Board, the Royal and VIP Executive Committee, Ravec, has determined that the Duke now qualifies for armed security protection during his time in Britain. The committee's evaluation, based on a thorough analysis of the current security threat level facing Prince Harry, marks a significant turning point in his ongoing battle to restore publicly funded protection. Sources close to the matter have indicated that this decision represents the culmination of months of scrutiny and reassessment, with the board's findings establishing that Harry meets the necessary threshold for armed security provision. The ruling is expected to be formalised in the coming weeks, pending no last-minute intervention from palace officials. Prince Harry's security. Victory, Home Office. Set to confirm public funding, reinstatement sources at the Home Office have now indicated that approval is virtually certain, with insiders describing the process as little more than a formality at this stage. According to those familiar with the matter, the reinstatement of publicly funded security details is expected to proceed without further complications, barring any last-minute intervention from palace officials. The consensus among decision-makers appears settled, with the risk assessment findings providing the necessary justification for the Duke's protection to resume on the public purse. What was once a contentious legal battle has transformed into an administrative conclusion, leaving only the final official announcement to formalise what sources say is already a done deal. Prince Harry's security approval. Obstacles remain, despite favourable assessment. Yet, despite the optimistic outlook from Ravec officials, considerable hurdles still stand between the Duke and a final confirmation of his security reinstatement. Palace intervention remains a tangible threat to derail the entire approval process, as insiders have cautiously warned that royal establishment resistance could yet undermine the positive assessment. Furthermore, while Home Office sources have signalled that the ruling is imminent, no formal official announcement has been forthcoming from the government, leaving the timeline frustratingly uncertain. The timing of when the formal ruling will actually be announced publicly remains shrouded in ambiguity, with sources only vaguely suggesting that news could arrive within weeks. A deliberately non-committal timeframe that underscores the administrative complexities still at play. Until the Home Secretary's office provides an official statement confirming Harry's security status, the Duke's hard-won victory remains technically provisional, contingent upon both institutional discretion and the unpredictable machinations of Whitehall bureaucracy. Prince Harry set to regain armed security in Britain. Following risk assessment. The reinstatement of publicly funded armed security for Prince Harry marks a significant turning point in his ongoing battle with the Home Office, with sources confirming that the Duke will regain protection during his time in Britain. This decision, which appears increasingly certain following the fresh risk assessment conducted by the Royal and VIP Executive Committee, provides considerable peace of mind for the wider royal family, who have expressed concern about his vulnerability during visits to his home country. The newly assessed threat level has determined that Harry does indeed meet the threshold for armed protection, fundamentally changing the landscape of his relationship with British security arrangements. With the official ruling expected within weeks, The reinstatement will enable the Duke to travel safely throughout the United Kingdom and maintain a secure residence without the burden of private security arrangements. A victory that represents not merely a personal win, but a practical solution that allows him to navigate his responsibilities and family connections in Britain with the assurance of professional protection. Prince Harry secures victory in security battle as official ruling looms. Throughout this ongoing dispute, Meghan and Harry have remained steadfast in their determination to secure publicly funded protection, with the Duchess playing an active role in the security review process that has now gained traction at the highest levels. The couple's relentless fight for protection rights has finally begun to yield results, as sources confirm that the reinstatement of armed security is now considered nailed on, following the fresh risk assessment conducted by the Royal and VIP Executive Committee. For Harry and Meghan, family safety has always remained the top priority, a conviction that has driven them to pursue every available avenue through the legal system and direct appeals to government officials, and with the Home Office now indicating that the Duke meets the threshold for protection, their years-long battle appears poised for a triumphant conclusion in the coming weeks. Prince Harry's long road to security reinstatement. The Duke's journey toward restored protection has been anything but straightforward, marked by setbacks that ultimately led to a more promising path forward. When Harry stepped down from his senior royal duties alongside Meghan in 2020, his publicly funded security was promptly removed, a decision that set the stage for years of legal uncertainty. That initial blow, however, proved to be merely the beginning of a prolonged battle. In May 2025, Harry suffered a significant court loss when he challenged the Home Office's determination that he was no longer entitled to state-funded security following his departure from active royal life. Rather than accepting defeat, the Duke pursued an alternative approach that would prove far more effective than courtroom litigation. In September 2025, he wrote directly to Home Secretary Shabana Mahmood, requesting a formal review of his case, a strategic shift that demonstrated both persistence and pragmatism. This measured approach ultimately proved the turning point. By December 2025, the Home Office initiated a fresh risk assessment through the Royal and VIP Executive Committee, Ravec, signalling a willingness to reconsider the security question through a more comprehensive lens. What the courts had denied him, the formal review process appeared ready to grant, a vindication not of legal arguments, but of renewed evaluation. Prince Harry set to receive taxpayer-funded security following official review. The reinstatement of publicly funded security for the Duke represents a significant shift in government policy regarding royal protection protocols. Should the official ruling proceed as anticipated, the British government will assume full responsibility for Prince Harry's security detail whilst he is within the United Kingdom, marking a return to the standard provisions typically extended to members of the royal family and high-profile VIP figures. This taxpayer-funded protection, once stripped following his departure from senior royal duties in 2020, would effectively restore the Duke to the same security framework afforded to other royals and individuals deemed to require state-level protection under the Royal and VIP Executive Committee's stringent safety protocols. The financial burden, which has previously fallen upon private security arrangements, would thus transition back to the public purse, establishing Harry's security as a standard governmental provision rather than a matter of personal expense. Prince Harry's security. Reinstatement. What comes next? With the risk assessment now complete and Ravec's decision firmly in Harry's favour, the wheels are firmly in motion for the official reinstatement of his security detail. According to insiders briefed on the matter, an official announcement is expected in the coming weeks, with the Home Office preparing to formally document the security reinstatement in due course. The sources indicate that this is now largely a formality, pending only the Palace's blessing and the necessary paperwork to be finalised. Once the ruling is officially announced, the implementation of armed protection will swiftly follow, restoring the Duke's publicly funded security arrangements when he is on British soil. Though the legal battle has been lengthy and contentious, those close to the matter suggest that Harry's fight for protection is now on the verge of resolution, with the machinery of government poised to deliver the outcome he has pursued since his departure from senior royal duties.